friends. Here we are on this gorgeous winter day, and I'm wondering how your heart is today. These are pretty wild times we're all going through that can leave us feeling quite unstable and agitated. So today's little practice is all about your heart and your heart center. How can we ignite the fire in our heart if it feels like it's burning dull? And how can we temper it if it feels like this heart energy is just racing out of control? Come and join me for this little practice, and we'll find out together how we can come back to a peaceful and joyful heart. Hello, and welcome to this little program for your beautiful heart. This is the sun or the emperor, the empress of our body. When our heart is peaceful and relaxed, we tend to flow through life with greater ease, grace, compassion, and generosity. We begin with the feet straight underneath you, shoulder width apart, knees are soft. Just allow your shoulders to relax. Take a moment to place your hand on your heart and connect with your heartbeat. Can you feel this rhythm that moves through you, carrying your blood, your life force throughout your entire body, every moment of your life? Release your hand, and we'll take a moment just to gather up, drawing our energy back to us, and just coming back into this moment, the only time that truly exists, and just taking this opportunity today to attune to yourself, pull yourself back together, draw your energy inward for 15 minutes or so that the next time you emerge out into the world, you're grounded, relaxed, and attuned. Bend at the elbows, draw your palms up in front of each shoulder. We're going to breathe in and expand. So you're really squeezing the shoulder blades open, tight rather, and opening through the heart. Then we soften and come in. We are expanding open, opening up through the heart and then coming back in. Feeling this beautiful expansion and a soft contraction. Not only does this help to open up through the shoulders, we massage the heart, and we start to breathe fresh energy into this precious organ that we cannot live without. We're going to do one more. Breathing in, expanding, and then contracting back to center. We'll turn the hands in and just allow them to float down. Breathing in to come up. Breathing out to float down. My wrists are nice and soft. There's no tension in my shoulders. It's as though the hands are just floating up and coming back down. Float your hands back up to the heart in prayer. You have a major point for the heart in the center of each palm called the Lao Gong. We touch the palms together. And you also have heart meridians running from the baby finger all the way down the arm. So we're going to open up through the chest again. Send the hands out, part them. We're going to breathe in and expand and breathe out. Click the fingers back together. Draw the hands to the heart. You'll notice there's a bit of a rising up and expansion as we expand, and then a softening as we come back to center. What part of your life have you been closing down to out of fear? So often we're concerned that if we make ourselves vulnerable and open, we'll be taken for granted or taken advantage of. And yet when we're open and receptive, we also become available to new opportunities that may just improve or enhance our lives. You have to be willing to take a chance. The more that you can trust yourself, the more that you cultivate virtue, the more resilient you'll be, and the more discerning you will become. Last round. Breathing in. Back to center, palms touch. Keep your hands in this position. We're going to lean into the right leg and step out to the left into a wider stance. My posture is the same, straight up and down, tailbone anchored, and knees are soft. We're going to be turning the palms like this, just rubbing them together. Lifting up one heel, you're going to turn your palms, turn and press out. We breathe in to come back to center, and the heel comes down. Heel up, and we turn and press. Breathing in back to center, breathe out, turn and press. We're working the heart meridian, and when we raise up the heel and come onto the toes, we're also activating a point at the base of the foot, near the ball of the foot, called the bubbling springs. This is the lowest yin point in the body, relating to the kidneys. So think of how water can temper fire. Often when we're working with the heart, we also work with the kidneys. And the kidneys are said to be the home of your essence. The more that we can be ourselves, the more that we can attune to our own inner rhythms, the more open we are to life, and the more available we are to our heart energy. We'll do one more round to the other side, just nice and gentle. Always calm and relaxed. Allow your hands to turn over, and we'll just float them down. You might feel a lot of tingling in your palms. Come back into our basic stance. Make sure your feet are under your shoulders, straight out in front of you. And we'll begin our next form. Drawing the hands up in front of the heart. Imagine you're holding something precious, because you are, your heart. And we'll just take a moment here and focus on our heart center. And then when you're ready, allow the hands to come down. We're going to draw up and over, breathing in down through the midline of the body. And then the hands will float up and release. As they come down, we reach up again, drawing the cool yin of the earth and all its stabilizing and nourishment into our heart space. Breathing in, coming up overhead and pouring down through center. Softening, drawing in and down, offering yourself the support and nourishment that you need. Being willing to open up to help, guidance, and assistance. And knowing that you really are capable of far more than you realize. I know what it's like to feel like life is against you. And I also know that you can change this just by working on your energy, being willing to let go and release. Last round, just pouring this goodness down through our body, coming back to center and drawing up and down, just settling this energy that we're moving around. Often when I have new students in class, they are amazed at how their energy shifts during one session. For our next form, draw one hand up to your heart. You'll notice my elbow is out. It's not slack. We're creating a bit of space under the arm. And your other hand will be down, connecting to earth. We're just going to be shifting and turning from side to side. This is a real slide and glide motion. Just imagine you have an infinity symbol in front of you and you're just gently tracing this. This form is a little trickier. Just do your best to follow along and remember to be kind to yourself. We want to take it easy. So we're going to add the hands to this. When you shift and turn to one side, your top hand is going to come down. This hand will now connect to earth and the bottom hand will come up in front of your heart. And then we're going to swap. Top hand becomes bottom, bottom hand comes up in front of the heart. And you may notice I'm not really moving my hands until I get to the other side. It's the movement of my body that draws my hand across and then down. This is a great form to do as a meditation on its own. It's called cloud hands. You're anchored through the lower half of the body and you're nice and relaxed through the upper half. There's no tension in the wrists. This is a place where we often hold a lot of tension and strain. Just allow your wrists and hands to be soft yet open. Hands are very connected to the heart. When our hands are nice and soft and receptive, this can be an indication of an open and willing heart. Always find your own rhythm with all of these forms. The slower, the better. We teach ourselves how to slow down in this fast-paced world. If you're someone who has a lot of yang energy, you may find it really hard to meditate and slow down. It's very beneficial. I know what that's like. I'm a very yang energy myself. I like to move. I like to be on the go. These practices have saved my life and most of my relationships. We're just going to do one more round to either side. Just nice and soft, calm and relaxed. Easy and fluid. Open and receptive. Let your bottom hand just float down. And we'll take a moment, just regulate the chi. Calm and relaxed. Stable and grounded. Peaceful and at ease. We have 2 little forms to go. For our next form, your hands are going to come in front of the lower dantian, back to back. Fingers are touching. And we breathe in, we dive the fingers down, and they're going to come out and around, and we swim open, and then they float down. Breathing in up to the heart, turn the hands over, expand, and release. I just have to move this hair off my face. Keep going. Breathing in, breathing out, piercing the clouds of the heart. What has been troubling you? What has given you heartache? Our heart is the sun of our body, and if we have one heartache or grievance, a negative thought, this can be akin to one cloud that has the capacity to block out the sun and the luminous nature of our heart. Just release and relax. Nice and soft and slow. In the present moment. Taking this time for yourself. Whatever goodness you do for yourself, you literally radiate and extend out to the entire cosmos. The more of us who can come back to our heart center, find that inner peace and dignity of our own being, the more healing happens on this planet. One breath to regulate the chi. And then you're going to cross your hands and you're going to come over and we're going to tuck the fingers in and you're going to come into a nice hug for yourself. So often we're waiting for someone out there to nurture us and care for us. Start today by doing this for yourself. We're going to take 3 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Make them nice and deep and centering. Releasing old stagnant chi. Old hurts. unwillingness to move forward. Just allow your arms to unwind and float down back to the lower dantian. Sorry, there's wind here I've got one little stray hair that's just tickling my face. Both hands on the lower dantian, and we'll connect the 3 energy centers before we close our practice. Hands here at your essence. Take the top hand and draw it up to your heart, and we connect our pure essence with our heart. Compassion, love, dignity, that fire within. Take your bottom hand and seal this in, both hands over the heart, connecting again with your heartbeat. This is the heart mind. Top hand up to the 3rd eye, yin tang, the unconscious, inner vision. Can you bring your heart into your inner visions, into your 3rd eye? Hand at the heart connects at the 3rd eye, sealing this in. And then we guide the top hand back down to the heart. Your inner vision, unconscious, expansiveness, coming down into the heart. And then draw the top hand down and seal this in. And then we'll take the energy of the heart and the inner vision down to the lower dantian, connecting this energy center with the other 2. Hand at the heart comes back down over the lower dantian, and we seal in this energy. The 3 energy centers now connected and attuned. This is the art of effortless power, when all your energy works together. Finish the practice by closing the chi gates 3 times. Draw your energy back to you. Feel your heart happy, safe, and open, willing to love, willing to give, willing to grow, willing to be vulnerable. It's been my experience that the closer that you come to your true nature, you will lose people from your life. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with knowing who you are enough to let go. Seal this in, and then we'll gather from the left and the right. What do you need and what do you have to give? Be willing to give and to receive. One final gather overhead of all this universal love that's around us everywhere all the time. And just draw it down. Feed it into your mind so that all your thoughts may be loving and kind toward yourself and others. And into your heart so that all your actions toward yourself and others may also be loving and kind. Hands dip down into our very essence, knowing that we are pure love at heart. And we bring this back up to the heart, and we'll just send love out to the entire universe. And we open our arms to receive all the love that will come back to us, and we seal this in. Release your hands and come back together where we started. The left hand comes up. This is the unconscious side of our body. We are willing to be open, receptive, yin. Right hand makes a fist, yang. What actions will you take with an open heart and an open mind? They may be very different from what you usually do. We draw these two primordial essences together, as within, as without, as above, so below. Bowing in reverence to ourselves and each other. I thank you always for taking time out of your day and your life to join me for sharing Qi. And please remember that if there is something you would like me to do in terms of a session for you, I'm very happy to investigate that. Have a beautiful day.